Imagine waking up one morning and finding out that the entire Sahara Desert, all 9 million square kilometers of it, has been transformed into one enormous, gleaming solar panel. Not just a bunch of solar farms here and there, but one continuous, shiny, black expanse stretching from the Atlantic coast of Morocco to the shores of the Red Sea. Birds trying to fly over it are confused by the lack of landmarks. Lizards have nowhere to hide, and anyone wearing flip-flops instantly regrets it. First, let's talk about size. The Sahara is absolutely massive. It's about the size of the United States or China. If you covered that much land with solar panels, you could theoretically produce around 80 terawatts of power at peak sunlight. For context, the entire world currently uses about 18 terawatts. So yes, you'd have more energy than humanity could possibly consume. You could run every city, every car, every computer, every toaster on Earth, and still have enough left over to power a Death Star or two. But before you start celebrating your infinite supply of electricity, there are some complications. For one thing, solar panels aren't magic. They need to be cleaned regularly to keep them efficient. In the Sahara, where sandstorms can bury entire towns, you'd need a full-time army of robots constantly scrubbing and dusting. Imagine a billion little Roombas zooming around the desert, each one armed with a squeegee and a spray bottle. Now imagine what happens when one sandstorm hits. Congratulations, you've just created the world's largest, most expensive sandbox. Then there's the matter of heat. Solar panels absorb sunlight, and when you have an area bigger than the United States covered in black panels, that's a lot of heat being trapped. The Sahara would become one giant oven. Temperatures could rise enough to create powerful updrafts, altering wind patterns across the globe. Europe might suddenly find itself with Saharan summers, while sub-Saharan Africa could experience massive droughts because you've essentially stolen their rain. Weather forecasters everywhere would quit out of frustration, and the phrase climate chaos would start trending every single day. And we can't forget the wildlife. The Sahara isn't just empty sand. It's home to foxes, antelopes, camels, scorpions, and more. Replacing their habitat with a giant, featureless solar death field would pretty much wipe them out. Some animals might adapt, though. Picture camels with sunglasses sneaking into maintenance stations to eat snacks, or heat-resistant scorpions that learn to stow away on cargo ships, spreading worldwide and giving Australia some competition in the most terrifying creatures department. Next problem, getting all that energy to where it's needed. Most people don't live in the Sahara. To deliver that power to Europe, Asia, and the Americas, you'd need a global network of high-voltage cables. That's doable, but also insanely expensive and vulnerable. One mischievous goat in Morocco could chew through a line and plunge half of Europe into darkness. Or worse, hackers might decide to take control of the world's power supply. Oops, they'd say as they accidentally turn off the entire planet for 5 minutes. Despite these challenges, the idea isn't entirely ridiculous. Smaller-scale solar farms in desert areas already exist and provide clean energy. If we built a fraction of what's theoretically possible, we could reduce greenhouse gas emissions dramatically and slow down climate change. The Sahara's sun could become humanity's greatest ally as long as we don't try to conquer it all at once. Because if there's one thing history has taught us, it's that messing with nature on a planetary scale rarely goes as planned. So, what would happen if we turned the Sahara Desert into a giant solar panel? We'd get almost unlimited clean energy, yes, but we'd also get global weather chaos, possibly extinct desert species, and a newfound dependence on the world's most expensive, maintenance-heavy machine. It's a tempting vision of the future, but maybe, just maybe, we should start with a few smaller panels first and leave some room for camels to roam. After all, the last thing you want is a billion angry camels coming to demand their dessert back.